Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. This week, our expert is David Miner of Pure Flow. Karibu sana, David.
Thank you, Catherine.
David, one of the things that came out from the conversation we had with our guest from Jay's Pyrotechniques is franchising and teamwork. We actually did feel the synergy. They had it was really a dynamic team. And 20 years later, we can see why.
And I think of all the resources that an entrepreneur needs to manage, and of course these include financial resources, mechanical resources, products, is people. And the people resource is one of the most influential resources that determines the success of any business. So selecting the right people is important. There's many people who've written very many books about how to go about creating a good team. And some of them will say, first get the wrong people off the bus and then get the right people on the bus.
Isn't that expensive though?
Well, sometimes it's necessary. I think sometimes one has to decide what are the right skill sets that you need on board, and both the hard skills in terms of technical skills and the soft skills in terms of people skills. You need somebody who is very positive in nature. They've got a great sense of interpersonal relations. They're great with customers. And once you decide these are the skill sets, then you need to go out and get people who match the skill sets you need.
Another issue that came out is franchising. For somebody who wants to be a franchisee, what should they do?
I think it's very good to see entrepreneurs wanting to grow their businesses beyond themselves, and that's the mark of a good business. If you can define your business beyond you, that you don't have to be there for the business model to work and for the business to flourish, that's a good growth phase. So I think franchising is a very good one for Jay's Pyrotechnics because they have a good model, they've got a unique value proposition, the demand for what they're offering is greater than what they're able to supply, and the locations they can operate in are more than the ones that they're able to operate in physically. So franchising will offer them the opportunity to introduce new entrepreneurs into the business model and say, you can also do what we do in Nairobi, in Kigali, in Kampala, in Dar es Salaam, in Arusha, in Juba. And I think that is a great next step. By franchising, what they would need to do basically is to document their business and be able to communicate the success factors of that business to another entrepreneur. Now, if they do that successfully, then the other entrepreneur will say, look, I can pay for this. This is worth a 7-year learning curve of me trying to do it by myself when Jay's Pyrotechnics have done this very well. And so they could actually then, the new entrepreneur would invest in that brand and run just like it's done in Nairobi and be able to do the same business and run it elsewhere.
Do you need experience to become a franchisee in business?
It will depend on certain models, and in most good models, you don't. In fact, I don't want to quote certain brands, but some of the most popular fast food brands will say that we don't want anybody who's ever flipped a burger before, because we flip our burgers differently. So we want that person to come green, and we will train you from scratch, because that way you don't come with any hang-ups. Oh, we used to do it this way in the business I used to work in before. Oh, we're not doing it the way I've seen it done before. Come on a clean slate with a clear mind that this brand knows what it's doing. It has done this before many times. I just need to be open to learn how to do it as well as they've done it before.
Who determines the cost of the franchise? Is it a negotiable?
Well, it's the franchisor. So the franchisor knows what it takes to set up their business. And so they have in the business setup costs. They say, look, if you need a location, if it needs to be a physical location for your offices or your production area, they'll say, this is what it takes, and cost it. And then say, so if you buy a franchise, this is how much you need to pay for. And lastly, are they open to introducing other entrepreneurs into their business model? Yes. So I think they're ready for franchising.
Thank you, David, for that information.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
Remember, synergy is not about you or me. It's about us. Do have a blessed week.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening